guys, Josh here, and in today's video, I'm gonna give you a tour of my house and farm in Roots of Pacha, and hopefully you will be able to get some ideas or inspiration for your own. And even if you don't play Roots of Pacha, I hope you will enjoy this little tour. I'll also give you a few tips and tricks along the way. And yeah, I've been completely addicted to this game in the past few weeks. I'm currently at the end of summer in year 3, and I've been spending the last few seasons just decorating everything. And I think today I'm ready to show you around. So let's start here. We've got the bedroom. Here's Juk, and here's my little infant. So I've got 2 children. You can have 2 in this game. And this one has been an infant for over a year, so I'm not too sure what's wrong with him. He's not growing up. But anyway, so here's the bedroom. Lots of pots. And one thing I love about this game is that you can actually decide what will be in the pots. So you can choose between different plants and flowers. And you can also decorate them, so you can paint them. You can choose between the different colors. However, my only complaint is that you can only paint 1 pixel at a time, which can be a little bit tedious sometimes. So I just want to give a big shout out to Maya, Mistfang, and Mokun, 3 viewers who came during a live stream to help me paint some of these pots that you will see throughout the tour today. So thank you very much, guys, for helping me. So yeah, I love the pots. And also some furniture in this game you can place in diagonal if you didn't know. Not all of them, but these benches you can. So I decided to place a little bench here in diagonal like this. Also, I love how the furniture, like you can snap if you want, but if you can also place freely, which I love. And yeah, so that's the bedroom. And then we've got the main room. So this is where you have the dining room. I've got a big obsidian table, and I love that you can also place pots on the table. I've got the bronze chairs, a big rug. Here's a little area to just hang out around the fire. Here I've got a little nook with like little plants, and yeah, over there we have the kitchen. So the kitchen, you can't customize it. You can't place anything in the kitchen, so everybody will have the same one. Yeah, so nothing really special there. Here I've got a big painting. So just like the pots, you can make your own paintings, but this one I just bought from Reese. She's the villager who sells furniture, so most of the furniture you can buy from her. So I'm not really good at painting, so if you are, then you can make your own, but for me I decided to just buy this one. And then here we've got the children's room. So for this one I wanted to do something colorful. There's this little strawberry pot. This one just comes as it is, so you can't customize it. Little flower rug, a little flower table with a little bunny on top, little mushroom stools. And you can choose the nanny. The nanny honestly doesn't do anything, but they just come to your house and hang out. But Reese sells furniture, so I like having her at my place. So if I want to change some furniture, I just buy it from her. Usually she arrives around 9 a.m. And this little vase right here, I made it so it looks like the children painted it. It's like a little sun with a little sky. And yeah, I thought I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the interior of my house. I've got a little chest here where I place extra furniture. So if I want to switch up some pots, some candles, or if I want to change something, I've got extra stuff in there. Okay, so there's Reese. So yeah, she's the one who sells you furniture. So there's quite a good amount of stuff that you can buy in this game. That's good, but it does cost a lot of money if you want to buy a lot of furniture. But anyway, let's go out. So in front of my house, I placed these little flowers, some pots, and once again, another bench in diagonal. And in this game, you can actually decorate the whole village. So for example, this flower bed, I could place it right here if I wanted to. But in my case, I really just decorated my 2 fields. I think that's enough, but maybe later I will decorate the rest of the village. So in this upper field here, I have my animal sheds. I have 2 animal sheds, 1 breeding pen, 1 granary. And I didn't do too much in this area, but that's the first area I'll show you. And then we'll go in the bigger field. And one thing that I love in this game is that the map actually updates when you plant trees and paths and stuff like that. So the map actually evolves, which is interesting. And so at the top here, I've got my chest, my storage, all of the makers and processors and stuff like that. Here, as you can see, I've got my crops. Here, I've got my trees. And there's a few more interesting things in between. But yeah, so we'll see that after we check out the animal area. So let's go check on our animals. And one thing I like in this game is that there are so many different animals and they come in so many different colors. And you can breed them to increase their stats. So I find that the animal system is pretty interesting in this game. But yeah, I didn't do too much. So I just put some stone fences and I put some trees in between some of the fences just to break things up a little bit and make things look a bit more interesting. Those trees are still growing right now, so they're gonna need a few more weeks. Trees grow slowly in this game. In this area here, I put just a little hay rug with some fur, a little pot. And here I've put some hay bales and things like that. But I wanted to keep it simple just because the grass is used to feed your animals. So if you place too much stuff, there's not gonna be space left for grass. So, and I'm already struggling to like walk in between all of my animals because there's just so much stuff and so many animals. So yeah, I want to keep this area simple. Also have this little arch, some flowers, some benches. I wish you could get rid of those big rocks. They're kind of blocking the way. Even this tree, I mean, you can cut it down, but it's gonna grow back. But yeah, so that's it for my animals. Now let's get to the most interesting part, the bigger field. So we come in right here, and on one side I've got all of my solar dryers, and on the other side all of my cheesecloths, which honestly I'm not using too much right now, so they're kind of abandoned. So I don't need that many of them. At the beginning of the game, I would recommend having maybe more solar dryers if you want to make money, but now I'm making mostly pickles, so that's why I don't use those anymore. Here I've got my chest. So on this side, I've got all of the unprocessed, like the raw materials, like the stones, the ores, the plants, all of those things. And on that side, I have the transformed things. And to make the storage areas look a bit more interesting, I decided to fence them off in a little stone fence, put some stone flooring, and on top of the stone flooring, I put these little hay rugs. I just love those hay rugs. You will see I put them pretty much everywhere. I think they're a good way to just spice up the flooring and make things look a little bit more interesting. I also have lots of fruit trees a little bit everywhere, so I can just walk around, pick up some fruits, and also it's a nice detail that adds some greenery to the farm. So yeah, lots of trees, that's good. And next we've got all of the makers. So I decided to put these little arches with some pots, some torches. It gets really dark at night, so I would recommend placing lots of torches if you can. And I have 14 of each things. So I've got my fermenters here, which I don't really use. Here I'm making pickles. Here's for the vinegar. So you need to make vinegar with the pickles. And here's for the alcohol. So what I do typically to make money at this point in the game, I just make pickles, but I use my honey that you will see later near my fields. I have lots of beehives. So I just put the honey in the brewers and then it makes mead. And then I put the mead in here. You can put any alcohol, but mead is the easiest one to make. And it makes vinegar, and then you put the vinegar with vegetables in there, and it makes pickles. And pickles are a good way to make money. For example, this pickled garlic is worth 171. So yeah, that's how I make my money. Yeah, and here I've got casks. I don't use these too much. And if we go, let me just show you this area here. This is just decorative, but I found this little statue thing that Reese was selling, and I thought it was really cute. So I wanted to make a little shrine with that. So I put some candles, a little rug, and just some pots, a little gems rack. I love all of those racks. They look so nice. But yeah, so it's nothing really special. It's just decorative. Also, I've got another big pot here. This one, I didn't make this one myself. I think Maya made it when she joined me during the live stream, and it's just a beautiful beach scenery and I love it. And over here I've got my smokers, a little pot, and a little tree that is still growing. But yeah, nothing really special there. So let's continue and go down. So here I've got my compost area. So to be fair, I don't use compost that much. I should use it a little bit more because it increases the quality of your crops. And here's my irrigation system. So you just activate the pump once a day and it waters everything automatically. So I've got 5 rows, and between 2 trenches, you can leave 3 tiles. You might be tempted at first to just leave 2 tiles, but actually you can leave 3. And then I've got lots of beehives. You can place beehives directly on the trenches. So that's where I place them. I could have more beehives, but I want things to still look cute. So that's why I don't have that many, but it's still more than enough for what I'm doing. And yeah, this size of a field is more than enough to plant all of the crops that I want. So for example, in summer, I can have like 27 of each crop. And there's 1 crop that I can plant like twice. And I end up with like 3 crops in each row. So yeah, anyway, there's plenty of space here. And yeah, so that is my field. I've got some torches here. I don't know why these torches keep turning off for some reason. And oh, now I can't place this. So sometimes when you break stuff by accident, you can place them back as easily. So anyway, because it's pretty tight. All right, like this. And here we've got a little beach area. So just some candles, little statue, some towels. They're rugs, but just pretend they're beach towels. I've got a little cat pot here. And this little hay rug, actually this one you can place in diagonal. So that's the medium hay rug. I think it's the only one that you can place in diagonal, and only goes one side too. It's only like this side, so you can't place it the other way around. But yeah, so it's the only rug I think you can place diagonally. And next, I've got all of my fruit trees. So you might want to know that there are 10 different types of fruit trees that you will unlock in this game. So if you want to plan your farm, yeah, keep in mind there are 10 different trees, and I have 5 of each. So they take a pretty good amount of space in my farm. I could have planted more, I guess, but I think 5 is a good amount, and I never really run out of fruits. So yeah, these are the fruit trees. I've got a little arch here to go out, and another one here. So eventually you will have a contribution box here. So it's a good idea to maybe take that into consideration if you want to have things nearby. So if I want to sell my fruits, I can just like come here and sell them. And next over here, we have my favorite area. This area is not like functional, it's just decorative. I wanted to make something cute with all of the pots and the rugs, and it's just kind of like a hangout area. Unfortunately, no one hangs out here because the villagers, they don't come on your farm. So I'm always just hanging out by myself. But yeah, so lots of rugs and pots that I painted with viewers. And I love this little carrot pot. I also like this one. I want to show you closer. It's like, I forgot who made this one, but it's a good idea. It's like water overflowing. And then you put water inside and it looks like almost like a little fountain or something. So I thought this was a good idea. Here we've got a little fireplace. Here's a little kind of mushroom themed. I love this little mushroom pot. It's so cute. So this area is a little bit more colorful. Over there, we've got, yeah, just more pots. This one I made. One thing that I like to do is I remove some paint in some of the areas to make like cracks, to like age the pots a little bit. So that's one thing that I like to do with my pots. Here we've got some racks, some shelves, some pomegranate. Let's pick up some pomegranate. And yeah, here we've got kind of like a little woodworking area. So I thought this statue looked pretty cool. And I put these little tools here so it looks like someone's working on the statue. This is my favorite pot that I made. It's a bison. So the handles are like horns, and I made like a little bison face. So I'm pretty proud of this one. That's my favorite one. Here, just a stump table with a vase on it. I love those flowers. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. In this chest, I place all of my crops. So whenever I harvest stuff, if I don't want to process them or anything right away, I just put them in these chests. And next, this area, I have all of my little The makers that are not automatic, that you have to like stay beside to transform, like the mortar and pestle, the press, and the spinner. I don't use these ones anymore because I have the water wheel, which automates everything. So right now this is just decorative. And I made this little pot, so it's like half painted. So it looks like someone's working like on painting it. So it's like almost like a little pottery station. So yeah, this is really just decorative, and I have lots of pots and decoration in there. But yeah, so that's that. And here's the water wheel. So that's where you put like everything. I have nothing in there right now, but it acts as the mill, the press, and the spinner all together, and it will do everything automatically. So later in game, you just put the stuff in there and it will do all the hard work for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for my farm tour. I just want to show you my little hangout area, how it looks like at night with all of the candles. I think this is my favorite place. This game does get pretty dark at night, so I would definitely suggest putting lots of lights. But yeah, it gets really cozy in here. Let me know what you guys think of my farm in Roots of Pacha. Also, if you have any decoration tips, if you've been playing a lot and you have tips, feel free to share them in the comments. And if you also have an interesting farm that you would like to show off, please let me know, and I'll put a link to my Discord server in the description, and you can post screenshots on there. And if I like your farm, maybe I could visit it in the multiplayer and do a little farm tour or something like that if you are interested. But I hope you are able to get some inspiration from this video today. Let me know what you think. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more Roots of Pacha and just other farming sims content. And I'll see you all in the next video.